Hello everyone, welcome back to GK Today. And this is our category wise current affair lectures for the month of November. So these are the 14 categories in which we have divided all the important news and events. And today this is our very first lecture in which we'll be discussing all about India current affairs. Okay. So after this lecture we'll cover government schemes, then business, economy and banking related current affairs, then defense current affairs and so on. Also, if you want to refer to these category wise current affairs lecture of previous months, you can refer to our playlist that has been created on the channel. There you will get each and every category of all the months that we have done earlier. Okay. So now without wasting any further time, let's get started. Question number 1. The price of which product is to be raised to 2 rupees after a gap of 14 years? So National Small Matchbox Manufacturers Association announced that from 1st of December, the price of a matchbox would be increased to 2 rupees from the present 1 rupee. And the proposed price increase comes after a gap of 14 years as the price of raw materials have increased, leading to a jump in cost of production. And the raw materials include red phosphorus, wax, potassium chlorate and splints. Also, fuel price led transportation cost is also a factor, and now consumers will get more matchsticks up from 36 to 50 per box. Correct answer is option number C. Question number 2. Which state has been in the news for achieving ODF status and connecting every household with electricity? So Goa has been complimented for achieving ODF, that is open defecation free status, and connecting every household with electricity. So our Information and Broadcasting Minister Anurag Thakur has congratulated Goa for this achievement, and also he highlighted that Goa provided tap water to every household under Har Ghar Jal Mission, and it has become the first state to achieve this status. Also, Goa has achieved 100% target in providing free ration to the poor and needy, as well as 100% first dose coverage of COVID-19 vaccination. Okay. Question number 3. Which is the first airline to launch direct flights from Srinagar to Sharjah? So India's low-cost airline Go First became the first airline to launch direct flights from Srinagar to Sharjah, and Union Home Minister Amit Shah flagged off the first international flight services from Srinagar to Sharjah from the Sheikhul Alam International Airport in Srinagar, and this is expected to enhance the economic bonds between India and UAE. So Go First will now operate 4 flights every week between Srinagar and Sharjah. Question number 4. Andrew Yule and Company Limited is a central public sector enterprise under which ministry? So this is a central public sector enterprise in tea sector under Ministry of Heavy Industries. It is actually 158 years old company with 15 tea gardens spread across Assam and West Bengal. So this CPSE has launched a series of Azadi Amrut Chai in orthodox elaichi, adrak and masala flavors. Why? To celebrate Azadi Ka Amrut Mahotsav and to commemorate the 75th year of India's independence. Also, it will be available at tea board counter of Parliament, Tri-Fit outlets, Udyog Bhavan and other central government offices. Okay. Question number 5. Which North Indian state has reported the first case of Zika virus recently? So Uttar Pradesh has reported the first case of Zika virus recently from Kanpur, and a warrant officer in Indian Air Force was diagnosed with the virus infection. Also, important thing is Kerala was the first state to have reported a case of Zika virus in a pregnant woman on 8th of July, and a high alert was subsequently issued in the state. Also in the month of August, Maharashtra reported its first case after a 50-year-old woman from Pune positive for the infection, and Kerala has reported more than 60 Zika viruses so far. Okay. Question number 6. As per the recent amendments to Indian Telegraph Rights of Way rules, what is the maximum one-time compensation per kilometer? So as per the Indian Telegraph Amendment Rules 2021, it has fixed a nominal one-time compensation of 1000 rupees per kilometer maximum. And the amendment also aimed to incorporate uniform procedure for establishment of overground telegraph line. So these will ease the permission procedures for establishment and augmentation of digital communication infrastructure across the country. Question number 7. As of October 2021, how many routes have been operationalized under the UDAN scheme? So Union Ministry of Civil Aviation has virtually flagged off the first direct flight on the Shillong-Dibrugarh route under the Regional Connectivity Scheme UDAN, which stands for Ude Desh Ka Aam Nagrik of the Government of India. And till date, 389 routes and 62 airports have been operationalized under the UDAN scheme, and the airports in the northeast have now risen to 15 airports in 2021 from 6 airports in 2014. Okay. Question number 8. Which Union Ministry recently launched podcast series on the freedom struggle? So Union Culture Minister G. Kishan Reddy launched a podcast series on the freedom struggle as a part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav celebrations. And the series, titled as Zara Yaad Karo Kurbani, would focus on the people and movements that contributed to the freedom struggle. So correct answer is option number B. Question number 9. Who is the chairperson of the new National Steering Committee set up to implement Nipun Bharat Mission? So NSC has been recently formed for the implementation of Nipun, which stands for National Initiative for Proficiency in Reading with Understanding and Numeracy Bharat Mission, and it will be chaired by Union Education Minister Dharmendra Singh Pradhan, and Minister of State for Education Annapurna Devi would be the vice chairperson. And the Department of School Education and Literacy had launched the mission in July 2021 to achieve the goal of universal proficiency in foundational literacy and numeracy for average child by end of class 3 by 2026 to 27. Question number 10. India signed a memorandum of understanding with which country to exchange information in the field of public sector audit? So MOU was signed by our CAG, who is GC Murmu, and his Maldivian counterpart Hussein Niazi at Malé. So this will aim at exchanging information in the field of public sector audit between India and Maldives, and the countries seek to strengthen their respective institutions, professional capacity and improve methodologies in the field of public finance audit. Question number 11. India is set to celebrate Ganga Utsav in which month? So the Indian government has celebrated Ganga Utsav from 1st of November to 3rd of November this year, and it focuses on encouraging stakeholder engagement and public participation towards rejuvenation of Ganga river. So several activities designed for the central and state levels were organized in both physical and virtual mode as per the National Mission for Clean Ganga. So correct answer is option number B. Question number 12. Which institution launched the first impact bond for skilling in India? So NSDC, that is the National Skill Development Corporation, has launched the first and the largest impact bond for skilling in India, and this bond was launched in collaboration with technical partners including HRH, Prince Charles British Asian Trust, MSDF, CIFF, HSBC India, etc. Also, it involves $14.4 million fund which will benefit 50,000 youth by making them employment ready. Question number 13. As per the recent guidelines of Road Transport Ministry, what is the motorcycle speed for those riding with children aged up to 4 years? So the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways has issued the draft notification over safety guidelines to be followed while carrying children who are aged below 4 on motorcycle. So now as per the guidelines, those people have to ensure that they wear a crash helmet or bicycle helmet complying with the safety standards, and the motorcycle speed cannot exceed 40 km per hour. Okay. Question number 14. India signed a $4.5 million project readiness financing loan to improve urban mobility in Aizawl with which bank? So the Government of India and ADB, that is Asian Development Bank, signed $4.5 million PRF loan, and it aims to support project preparation and design activities to improve urban mobility in Aizawl, which is the capital city of Mizoram. So basically it aims to identify high priority urban transport investments and develop a comprehensive mobility plan for Aizawl and promote climate and disaster resilience. Okay. Question number 15. Who is the head of the expert committee constituted by the Supreme Court to probe Pegasus allegations? So the Supreme Court has recently set up an expert panel to investigate whether the center used the Pegasus spyware to snoop on citizens. So the 3-member expert panel, overseen by retired Supreme Court Judge Justice R.V. Ravindran, will also find out details of people targeted by the military-grade Israeli spyware. So this was announced by the bench headed by Chief Justice of India N.V. Ramana. Fine. Question number 16. India and the Asian Development Bank signed a $100 million loan to promote agribusiness network in which state? So India and the ADB signed a $100 million loan to promote agribusiness network and to boost farm incomes and reduce food losses in Maharashtra. So the ADB loan will help provide financing opportunities for farmer-producer organization and value chain operators to support 300 sub-projects. So this is the state Maharashtra. Question number 17. Banga Bandhu Samvad Kendra has been inaugurated at which city? So the Information and Broadcasting Minister of Bangladesh, Dr. Hassan Mahmood, has recently inaugurated this Samvad Kendra at the Kolkata Press Club, and it was done on the occasion of Golden Jubilee of the country's independence and the birth centenary of Banga Bahadur Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. And the center was inaugurated in recognition of the significant contribution of the journalist of Kolkata Press Club in the Liberation War of Bangladesh. Fine. Question number 18. National Formulary of India, which was recently launched, was drafted by which institution? So Union Minister for Health and Family Welfare, Dr. Mansukh Mandaviya, has launched the 6th edition of NFI, and it has been published by Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission, that is IPC, to promote rational use of medicines in the country. So basically it is a guidance document for all the healthcare professionals such as clinicals, pharmacists, nurses, dentists, etc. in their daily clinical practices. Correct answer is option number C. Question number 19. India recently signed a $251 million loan with ADB for urban flood protection and management in which city? So the Government of India and ADB signed a $251 million loan for integrated urban flood protection and management in the Chennai basin. So it aims to strengthen the capacity of Chennai city to floods, and the project will build flood protection infrastructure as well as it will strengthen Greater Chennai Corporation and communities for better preparedness. Fine. Question number 20. Which institution has established a team of experts to execute proposed Open Network for Digital Commerce, that is ONDC project? So the Quality Council of India has established a team of experts for execution of a proposed project ONDC, and several small and medium enterprises have been onboarded as volunteers for execution of a project as per the Commerce and Industry Ministry. So DPIIT, that is Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, has initiated this project to democratize electronic commerce by moving it from a platform-centric model to an open network. Okay. Question number 21. India has applied for $2 billion USD loan to purchase COVID-19 vaccines from which institutions? So India has applied this much amount of loan to purchase COVID-19 vaccines from AIIB along with ADB. So ADB is expected to finance 1.5 billion USD and AIIB is considering to provide 500 million USD, and about 667 million doses of COVID-19 vaccines were expected to be procured through the loan. Headquarter of ADB lies in Manila and headquarter of AIIB lies in Beijing. Fine. Now coming to last question, which union ministry conducted Artificial Intelligence Pe Charcha, that is AI dialogue? So the National E-Governance Division of Ministry of Electronics and IT is organizing Artificial Intelligence Pe Charcha on the theme Artificial Intelligence for Data-Driven Governance. So this session aims to cover the importance of data-driven and artificial intelligence enabled governance along with the global best practices. So this Charcha is a series of panel discussions involving various global and domestic leaders from the government and industry along with the researchers sharing their experiences. Okay. So that's it for today. I hope you have liked the session. These were the important news and events regarding India current affairs, and now we'll meet again very soon with our next category. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, me Nusrat Sana signing off.